Right, good day everyone. So this is the multiple choice for November examination, grade 12 Life Science, paper 1. Therefore now section A, question 1, 1.1. 4 options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question numbers from 1.1.1 to 1.1.10 in the answer book, right? Therefore, 1.1.1, they said, which structure in the amniotic egg collects nitrogenous waste and assists in the exchange of gas? It assists in the exchange of gas. Therefore, now that's what we call allantois. B. It is what we call allantois. So it collects nitrogenous waste and assists in the exchange of gases, right? Therefore, 1.1.2, the color vision in the human eyes is the function of a photoreceptor cells called what? It is called cones. It is option A. Option A, it is correct. It is called cones. Therefore, now 1.1.3, the target organ for aldosterone is what? It is D. The target organ for aldosterone, it is kidney. It is kidney. So the correct option, it is D. Right. Therefore, now 1.1, the questions 1.1.4 and 1.1.5 are based on the photograph below of the man touching the wall. Therefore, now question 1.1.4 says that the man's condition is most likely caused by an over-secretion of it is an over-secretion of what we call a growth hormone. Right? It is an over-secretion of what we call a growth hormone. So option A, it is the correct answer. So that's why this old man here, it is touching the wall. Right? It is caused by the over-secretion of what we call a growth hormone. So that's 1.1.4, right? Therefore, 1.1.5, they said, which gland secretes the hormone responsible for the man's condition, right? They are still on that man who will holding the wall. Therefore, now they are saying which gland secretes the hormone responsible for the man's condition. 1.1.5. The gland is pituitary gland. So then now option B, it is the correct option. It is the pituitary gland. It is responsible for that man's condition. Therefore now, question 1.1.6 is based on the diagram of a human brain below. Therefore now here we are given the structure of a human brain. 1.1.6, they said the part labeled C is called the what? It is 1.1.6. The part labeled C, this is C. Therefore, now we know that C, it is what we call a cerebellum. Cerebellum, option A, it is the correct option. C, it is what we call a cerebellum. Therefore, now 1.1.7, the structure that controls the breathing rate, this is obvious. It is what we call medulla oblongata. Therefore, now option D, it is the correct option. Medulla oblongata controls the breathing rate. And then part C, 1.1.6, part C, it is what we call a cerebellum. Now, let's go to 1.1.8. So then now they said, the certain species of a fish are mouth brooders. Mouth brooding is a strategy where the parents keep the newly hatched fish in their mouth, right? Therefore now, the mouth brooding is an example of a what? Is an example of what we call a parental care. Option C, it is correct. So then now, it is a strategy where parents keep the newly hatched fish in their mouth. Right? Therefore, mouth brooding, it is an example of what we call parental care. Parental care. So option C, it is the correct option. Therefore, now 1.1.9, the structure in the male reproductive system where sperm cells are stored and matured is called the what? It is called the epididymis. Epididymis. Option B, it is the correct option. Epididymis, it is structure in the male reproductive system where the sperm cells are stored and matured. Therefore now, 1.1.10, the last question. Which of the following is the only type of embryonic development that is possible for the organisms that have external fertilization? Therefore now, it is what we call ovipary. Option A, it is the correct option. Ovipary. It is the only type of embryonic development that is possible for organisms that have what we call external fertilization. Now let's move forward. This is another question, right? Therefore now section A, question 1, 1.1. For 1.1, they say that various options are given as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number in the answer book. Right, 1.1.1, the structure that receives vibrations from the malleus and transmit it to the stapes. It is called what? It is called incus. Very much important. Incus. It is the structure that receives vibrations from the malleus and transmit it to the stapes. It is what we call incus. So option B, it is the correct option. 1.1.2, the part of the female reproductive system that forms the birth canal during labor, it is what we call vagina. Option C, it is the correct option. Now, 1.1.3, the structure in an amniotic egg that removes the waste product. 1.1.3, it is what we call allantois. This question is repeating, right? Allantois, it is the structure in an amniotic egg that removes waste products. Allantois. Now, let's continue. 1.1.4, the diagram below represents the cochlear implant. A cochlear implant in a human ear. Therefore now, which part of the brain is connected to the cochlear implant? Which part of the brain is connected to the cochlear implant? Cerebrum. Cerebrum is connected to cochlear implant. Therefore now option C, it is the correct option. 1.1.5, the cornea and the lens are both transparent. Option B, it is the correct option. The cornea and the lens are both transparent, right? So now we are talking about eye, the structure of the eye. You must understand the structure of the eye. The cornea and the lens, they both allow the light to pass through the eye, right? Therefore now they are both transparent. 1.1.6, which of the following parts secretes an alkaline fluid to neutralize the acid in the vagina? Therefore now 1.1.6, prostate gland, right? The correct option is B, prostate gland. It is the one that secretes that alkaline fluid to neutralize an acid. Therefore now let's continue. 1.1.7, question 1.1.7 and 1.1.8 are based on the diagram below, showing a developing fetus. Therefore now we have Q, we have T, we have R, we have S. Therefore now, which labeled part maintains the body temperature of the fetus? Which labeled part maintains the body temperature of the fetus? It is S. Right? Option C, it is the correct option. So it maintains the body temperature of the fetus. It is option S. Therefore now 1.1.8, which one of the following is the function of the umbilical vein in T? Right? Which one of the following is the function of the umbilical vein in T? Therefore now it carries useful products from the placenta to the fetus. So then now T, this T, right? This vein T, it is what we call a placenta, right? This vein C, it is what we call a placenta. So then now it carries useful products from the no, it's not the placenta. but it carries useful. It is a vein. Oh, sorry, it is a vein. It is an umbilical vein. I'm sorry about that. Therefore, now it carries useful products from the placenta to the what? To the fetus. It is a vein, right? Therefore, now the normal site 1.1.9, the normal site of fertilization in a human female is the what? 1.1.9. It is D, fallopian tube. Fallopian tube, it is the normal site of fertilization. It is where fertilization occurs in a female body. If you want a fully session based on this and fully explained past question papers, therefore now don't hesitate to take a look or WhatsApp or call the number on the description below. Thank you for watching.